welcome. Let's see what we get for the next week on daily basis. As we see, we got here the first target zone and it was heated, but the momentum remained bearish. So I would like to see the price coming back to this area. And here we're gonna see what the price is about to do, because if we looking into the weekly basis, there is a possibility for a divergence. But as we see, here is also bearish momentum and the chance for a structural divergence drama. But there is a possibility for a divergence. We need to break this area first, and after that the momentum could continue to the downside actually. So what we're seeing right now is a crossing down, but we are above the zero line on the REMA on the VVV. So in fact we are looking still for the bulls in the market. Okay, on daily basis, what we can see is only an oversold area on the destroyer, and there is a lot of space between the slower and the faster moving average, and also relative high volume on the VV, so it should continue to the downside to this point. And after this point, we can see how the price is reacting. And also on the monthly basis, we got here the sell signal and the possibility for the structural divergence, but we need to see first a confirmation for the sell signal, and it's 26 days away. So yeah, we are waiting for the confirmation for the sell. And here we see as well that we are above the zero line and here as well. So I'm looking to this actually. Also a possibility for the divergence is right there and the overbought zone. So but we're gonna take a look at the DXY and we're gonna see a bit more of that. How the NZD reached the previous point of the structure, so went up and went back down to this point. This is what I would like to see. There is no divergence right there, so it's already broken the previous low. I see here big distance between the two, and the volume goes to the downside as well. So what I would like to see on also on weekly basis is a bearish momentum. So I would like to see this to continue to the downside, but as you see on monthly basis, it's just sideways. So not the clearest thing that we can see right now. Okay, this is the point of OD NZD. So in the momentum perspective, I would like to see a move to the downside. And after that, we can see what the price is actually wanted to do. Then Euro CHF. From the Euro CHF, we got a crazy pullback actually in a couple of days. You see in 3 days move what we could see in I don't know how much, more than a week. Actually, just 3 days to the downside. We saw divergences before our target zone was actually reached with the previous point. So this is why we are working with the target zones. Previous point rejected, divergences, boom, to the downside. So right now I would like to see one more move to the downside, And as we're looking to the weekly basis, here is also possibility for a divergence because of this big candle. And as you see, the VVV plus is not reacting with an high volume in the market. So that's something to look at it. Right here, we see also big candle, but you see also how the volume is reacting and it just goes, okay? But in this case, it just jumps a bit. In this case, there is almost no volume. So what I would like to see is actually one more move to the downside. And in this case, we should reach the all-time low at this point, and this could make a divergence as well. Okay, so that's the perspective of Euro CHF. Already draw it on the charts. So this is what I'm looking for on the Euro CHF daily basis and the monthly basis. The monthly is not that sexy actually because as you see there is low volume. This is close to each other and we got here a break, but we have to end like this uh, in the 61 days, 26 days, sorry. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Actually, one more move to the downside, and after that, even a reaction, a rejection as a reaction would be nice. So one more week to the downside. This is a possible divergence then, and after that, I would like to see another move to the upside. Okay, beautiful. The Euro GBP unfortunately didn't reach our target zone, but we went from this point to this point. Actually, only thing that we could see is structural divergence inside. There was no divergence in the Remo, and there was also no divergence in the destroyer. So that's what we are looking for. This is an aggressive movement to the downside. A huge gap between the two. The volume is increasing, and it's very high as you compare to the previous points. This is very high volume. Okay, on the VVV, it's just started on a weekly basis. There was a possibility for divergence, but as you see, the momentum was still in green, so that was not the best setup right there. On monthly basis, yes, this is the start of the month and of the previous one. We can see that there was bearish momentum and everything turned red, but the destroyer is still green, so this could be also divergence. I already draw it here. This could be also a divergence in this point, because if it moves a bit more down, we're gonna have a sell right there, also a bit of bearish momentum, but this could mean that we're gonna see a divergence right there. Okay, on weekly basis, nothing that shows us the another divergence. Actually, what we can see is just the momentum heading to the downside, but the volume didn't move that much. But right there, a bit different than in the another case. Like as you see here, we got huge volume bar, and we didn't sell that. another currency. So this is how it's supposed to be actually. So this could continue to the downside. Okay. At least I would like to see the previous point. And after that, there is also one more target right there. And on monthly basis, this could mean here on the low. And as you see on the monthly basis in the bigger picture, this is just heading sideways. It's not a clear direction. So we should break those zones first before we can make a conclusion in the long-term run. Okay, and the best scenario will be this. Actually, price comes down, the volume didn't react, and the price turns up for one more cycle. Okay, but the chance on every touch is higher to break to the downside or to the upside. So we're gonna see what the momentum gives us. Okay, on the daily XY, let's start on daily. On the day XY, we saw on the Euro USD a beautiful divergence, but here was no divergence on the day XY. Or yeah, as you see, this is a bit on a lower point than the previous low on the destroyer, so we couldn't say that's a proper divergence right there. So what we can see is this is a divergence which is not formed yet because we didn't got the sell signal right there. And as you see, the VVV plus turned into green, but is far away from the zero line. So in my opinion, this could continue to the downside. But as you see on a weekly basis, that's something we already draw it on the charts. The possibility of this weekly divergence is very high because, as I said last week and the week before, the market is slowing down, but the destroyer is moving to the downside, so it's creating space for himself, and we're getting closer and closer to the divergence at this point. Okay, so this could mean the next couple of weeks that will be the best scenario if the price moves a bit sideways, just like here. Down move, up move, same thing. That will be the best scenario, and the divergence is forming right there, kind of like, and then we could see another move to the upside. Okay, this will be the best possible scenario right there. All right, but we have to wait for it because as you see, here is a high volume. This is crossed. So don't think this is about to happen next week, but that is what I'm looking for. All right, on monthly basis, we got here the sell signal, but it's not confirmed yet. Like I said on the previous pairs, 26 days to be confirmed. It's a lot. A lot of things can happen in 26 days. And if it closes just a bit bullish, just a bit, then it will mean that the sell signal will disappear and actually we can continue to the upside. Okay, here about the zero line, hitting this zone back again. But in the long-term run, I'm still looking for the upside on the DXY. If it confirms, it can change the momentum, then we will looking to the downside because we are close to the zero line, and if it breaks as well, we can't stick to the upside if it's showing us the downside. Okay, let's take a look on 6 months. In 6 months, everything is in green, and the yearly is also above the zero line, as you see. And this is also why I'm looking more for the bullish side of this whole thing on the DXY, because we are heading to the end of the year and the new candle is about to start, but here can form also divergence. So we are heading to an interesting phase of a cycle on the DXY. Okay, now the CXY, we are heading to the target zone. Here was a divergence. This was my drawing weeks before it happened. Here was the divergence confirmed, and now heading to the upside. And first of all, we need to break this zone. This will be the first step. If we break this zone, then we can look for a continuation in this move. But if it does not, as you saw on Euro CHF, it can happen very fast to move to the downside. So yeah, monthly basis, we got the buy signal, but we are under the zero line. The REMA slow moving average is under the zero line, and here the same thing. We need 26 days to confirm this buy signal. So this, even if it's a bit bearish, this could disappear. Okay, so that's the main thing. Okay, the AXY on daily basis. Here is the divergence that I was talking in the chat, and I try to show you this direction. But as you see, here was also a beautiful divergence in the REMA, but we are above the zero line. There is no structural divergence, as I see. It was just a bit. And it bounced from the weekly basis. I draw this channel and it looks like it bouncing from the channel. So the best scenario will be one more up move or just a sideways move. And if it happens, we're gonna have a clear divergence and a clear down movement with it. So I'm waiting for that actually, but it needs time. Just needs time. So same thing as I would expect on the DXY, just a smaller moves right there. And if it happens, we can see a beautiful move to the downside. And if it's not happening and it just breaks above the trend line, we are still looking for the bearish divergence in the structure. So it will mean I think I can say that this channel line was correct because the price rejected it and went to the downside. Okay. But that's it. It can possibly break this as well, but if it breaks, there is still a divergence opportunity right there. So I'm still looking for the downside on the XY. Okay. Then we have the EXY, and the EXY reached our first target zone, which was based on the flag sweep in this point. We were looking to the first target zone, and as we see on weekly basis, I draw here multiple divergences. Also on the VV plus on the destroyer as well. So here is our previous point, previous high in the structure, and it's heading up, but we are already on the same level. So even if it moves, we need to break first this zone as low, and we can see this point is formed support, or we can say now it's a resistance, because we broke it down and retested 2 times, so it's a valid resistance right there, right now. So we need to break this first, and after that, we can see another move to the upside. But first of all, this point. Okay, and yeah, the possibility of the divergence is right there. So a monthly basis, it's just starting actually, as you see the divergence is right there, but we are still under the zero line, and REMA slow moving average is still under the zero line. So actually there is still a bearish move, and what we seeing right now is just a pullback, and this could also be a huge divergence if it moves a bit more aggressively and it goes up. This could be still a divergence. But first things first, let's break the first zone before making any another consideration. Okay, so should next week should go up one more time. Then the BXY almost the same scenario, and I draw it here as well, and on monthly basis as well. The possibility of the divergence, I'm gonna show you the monthly. The monthly looks like this. We are heading to the upside. Here is our high. This could be broken, yes, but still on the weekly basis, this high remains the same, and this could be easily a divergence, as we could see on the AXY and the DXY as well. And on the daily basis, a small structural divergence. We got a sell signal, but as we see, the price is still moving to the upside. So I would like to see here some slower movements by end of the year, but it could happen very, very fast. As you know, when we are looking at the end of the year, it's the same thing as we are looking for the end of the hourly chart or the weekly chart on daily basis. It just can happen very fast. Okay, same logic behind, right? The SXY. What's very interesting is the destroyer moves already in red, but the price is heading to the upside. That's something that we don't see that much, actually. But in this case, what mostly happens is a bearish candle or two. It makes another move up, and after that, it forms a divergence. And those are the smaller divergences which are strong, in my opinion. On weekly basis, we are looking to the same divergence as the rest of the currencies. So this is the main point, actually. On monthly basis, here is also a possibility for a divergence because we are already above the previous point, but the destroyer didn't move higher that much, so there is still a possibility for a divergence even on monthly basis. And I draw here also a possibility for a structural divergence, which is not formed yet, but there is also a high chance. Okay, we are looking to the AXY. The AXY is heading to our target zone. Same thing, here was a beautiful divergence on the under of the The charts, as you see, played out very well. And now we are looking to this point. Daily basis, there was also small divergence and just started to go. And let's see to come back to this point. On monthly basis, it's just a mess because we're seeing bullish momentum, but the indicators are below the zero line, a lot of crosses. Um, the price is moving actually up and down as we see. So this is a point when we can say most of the times I'm just gonna lay back and watch what's about to happen because those are not the proper signs of the market what we are looking for. Okay. In this case, the momentum is bullish, yes, but as I said, we are under the zero line. The REMA slow moving average is under the zero line. We got the buy signals, all right, but in the common thing, we don't have proper divergences, so it's best thing to wait and yeah, not risking it at any cost because it's not necessary to risk it. Okay, ZXY. The ZXY reached our target zone, and I already wrote here the next target zone. It was also beautiful divergence and continue of a move of the ZXY heading to the upside. Everything is in green, so I still would like to see this cycle on monthly basis. The same scenario as the AXY. Actually, mm, I think I'm still aiming for the upside, but yeah, but if we just see what happens on a monthly basis, this is not a proper sign of a chart. So yeah, this could eventually break out, yes, but I would like to see still one more move to the downside, actually. And then we are heading to gold. And as I said last week, the gold goes bullish. And I also sent a possibility in the group if it confirms, but it didn't confirm. But what we can see on the destroyer is still it's moving to the upside, but it's losing kind of like the momentum on the destroyer. Okay, it just goes to the upside, and most of the cases there's also a perfect retest actually. And what I would like to see is this point, but I don't think they're gonna reach this point. I just don't think the price will go as high as this actually. So what I'm looking for is a structural divergence here between the two. And let's see on weekly basis. On weekly basis, we are just heading to the upside. Nothing what shows us here is also possibility for a structural divergence. And on monthly basis, here is also a possibility for a divergence. So, and also structural divergence possibility. But mostly what I'm saying the couple of few months back actually is this divergence on yearly basis. And yes, we are above the zero line, but we have three divergences forming right there. So even if it goes on the all-time high, because it could happen, it goes to the all-time high. As we see in the structure, we are on the all-time high. Like the closings of the candles are on the all-time high. Of course, here was a week before and it turned back down. But here is the possibility for the divergence. And on weekly basis, just a structural divergence possibility. But what I would like to see is one more spike to the upside. So I think a lot of positions in buy will enter this point, because I think most of the people gonna say that the gold price is just going to the upside. But I believe what we're seeing on yearly basis will happen, and it should mean that the price falls to the downside. But right now it will be crazy to sell. But I also mentioned this on the Hungarian Zoom earlier today. But actually, um, if you have an account of, I don't know, 10K or something like that, you can use a martingale strategy, but only with low lot sizes. It will mean you enter a trade with 0.01, so your risk is minimal. Okay, and if it goes up, you are adding one more, and if it goes up, you are adding one more, and when the divergence is confirmed on monthly and yearly basis, can jump in a bigger lot size, and then the average price gonna be combined more profitable. But it's only works in the way if you use a very small lot sizes. Okay, so that's also a possibility in my opinion. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I think one more up move is necessary to open new buy positions and to exit the sell ones, because most of the stop losses, where are the stop losses above the previous high? So here are loads of stop losses in the market. And I think that will be triggered one more time, and after that we could see a down movement. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Let's see on 12-hour. It's happening, but you see, here is a possibility for both of the structural divergence, and here is also a possibility for the divergence on 12-hour. Let's see on 6-hour, and here the same thing. We already created a high, and what we're seeing right now is a possibility for a divergence, and this will mean we're gonna have here a divergence as well. But I think it's very possible to break the all-time high and trigger those positions in both sides. Okay, because the euphoria of gold is still on, and I saw last time a lot of advertisement about gold, and the time to buy gold and stuff like this, but was just laughing because I don't think it's the right time to buy gold, if you can say that. Either way, we are on the high, all-time high, and the another stage is the ultimate divergence on yearly basis. So yeah, no way that buying gold now is about to pay off. Okay, and after this, the BTC did a good rally. As you see, here was some beautiful divergence drawed on a back, a retest on the zero line. The zero line bounced and went to the upside. I would like to see this target soon in the first case. Okay, the divergence played out very well on BTC. And I draw here also on daily basis this trend line. Until this trend line doesn't break, the momentum shouldn't change, actually. So yeah, I'm looking for that. On monthly basis, it's just moving to the upside. The divergence is already broken right there. So we're seeing cross right there. And this is moving to the upside as well. So I'm looking for that. Actually, Let me show you an interesting thing on Dogecoin. And the Dogecoin is making some moves, and here is a structural divergence, which is beautiful in my opinion, and it's about to cross each other. It's not crossed yet, but after here we saw an impulse, retest, and a boom, a movement to the upside. And this looks bullish in this way, actually. And if it breaks, maybe just one more two candles to the downside. But don't forget, in January, Elon Musk project gonna send literally Dogecoin to the moon or to the space, to be more correct. And that could be something very interesting because all of the focus gonna be on the Dogecoin and the hype, and the chart is forming. So yeah, I think that's not a coincidence right there. I have here a target zone on $12, but yeah, let's see where the price goes actually. Okay. On weekly basis as well, we are reaching the top, but this could easily go a few candles to the upside, and that's what I'm saying. If it moves to here, retest to here, and after the same thing what here happened, as you see, there was a week, just goes to that point, make a retest that forms a beautiful divergence, and it goes. This will be the best scenario here as well. Goes up, comes back, forms a divergence, and it goes. Okay, I think that's an interesting point of the market. And let's see the CRO. The CRO is also forming a similar thing, the flag, what we can see here, and also divergence formed on daily, but the momentum didn't confirm yet. As you see, the REMA is turning down, so we need to see a cross first, and here as well. So it's already a divergence, but it's not confirmed yet by the rest of the indicators of the rest of the momentum. So we are waiting for that. And actually, this can happen very fast. I would like to see the price to come around this zone in the next move, or even higher, actually. But let's see first this point. Okay, the XRP didn't made that divergence, but it's broken the structure, which is, I think, very interesting. And it's looks like it's about to cross as well. Here on the zero line, we are bouncing. So it will mean we are heading to the upside with the convergence, but here is also right now possibility for a divergence. But yeah, we should definitely see in the next few days something from the XRP. And right now, as I see the Shiba coin, and I see a lot of potential in the Shiba as well, based on the monthly cases of monthly basis. We are far from the zero line, but the divergence is right there. And here is a possibility for another divergence. But as you know, the hype on the meme coins can go very fast. And if it goes, I think it's gonna be above this level. So I think here will be the next up of the Shiba coin. Okay, I think this could be also some bring some potential, and the rest of the coins as well. VeChain, the divergence, but here is also a possibility for another divergence to the downside. But as you see, the weekly basis, the divergence is broken here. We are heading above the zero line, but it's about just to happen. We are heading to the zero lines, maybe one more cycle, but I would like to see definitely something from the crypto market in 2024. Okay. Economic calendar. Let's see what we got. CPY on the CHF and unemployment rate, which could be interesting. And one more thing, the funding pips will be closed Monday, so tomorrow. But the rest of the markets like IC markets and the rest, Pepperstone or whatever you trading on, will be open. It's just affecting the funding pips and Emirates actually. Those are the two important news. Then we heading to Tuesday, interest rate decision from Australia, Audi. Then HCOB, HCOB. Lot of high impact news, but they are together. Could bring some liquidity, but not expecting much from them. But after that, the PMI and the openings, job openings, those could bring some liquidity in the market, also from the Canadian dollar PMI. On Wednesday, ADP actually, and interest rate decision from the Canadian dollar. It's marked with medium term, but it's actually a high impact news right there. So keep an eye on that. That could be very interesting. Thursday, unemployment rate and employment change from the euro and continue jobless claims from the USD, which could have been, no, this could be an high impact on the market. Okay. Friday, the CPY, unemployment rate, and NFP for the Friday, and we're gonna close with Michigan. So this could be a very volatile week, as we see from the new perspective. All right, this was it for today. Thanks for your attention. I see you next week, guys. Have a nice evening.